else, you could then say likewise to the Chinese, look, what you ought to do is instead of saying, we're the poor Chinese, you say, get up, stand on your feet and say, it so happens that we are the most ancient existing civilization on Earth. And we have cultivated reasonableness for centuries. And you think Sweden is a reasonable country with a wonderful social democracy. You just wait and see what we're going to do. We are going to be the most reasonable people you ever saw. And everybody will be astonished and will want to go to China, and they'll walk over the whole of Asia. And the reason about all this that I'm trying to say, I always try to emphasize the position that any doctrine of this kind is not preaching. It is not moralistic. It is simply pointing out the nature of the facts. That not that you ought to be unselfish, and you ought not to cling to possessions, to identity, to role, to status. The point is you can't. And as you realize you can't, you don't. Well, so with other matters of practical politics. When you realize what can't be done, you won't do it. In other words, when you say, oh, gee, we've got to get this done, this is urgent. Come on now, everybody, get in and pitch and so on, and we've got to make this happen. It won't. Bet your life it won't. Because people acting under the sense of necessity and constraint are not free. So this is why the Buddhists lay so much emphasis on the importance of what you might call the let-go personality. The person who doesn't care, doesn't give a damn, to use our own sort of colloquialisms. If I live, okay. If I don't, so what? It doesn't matter. And that which looks from our standpoint, that sounds so negative, what they've discovered is that is the brightest, most positive, glowing, gorgeous point of view. Now, in the kind of about this Kegon philosophy, where they really seriously think that there might be the possibility of creating the harmonious world. The answer is this: that to get it, you've got to get into a different kind of time. In the kind of time we are now living in, everything is going to get worse. That's the nature of the time structure. But you don't have to live in this kind of time. You can live in another time structure altogether. You realize this? You can. You can get out of this time. But only when you're disillusioned with it. When you see that it's not going anywhere. For example, you're all educated to believe that the future holds something for you. And you have a graded system of education where you go up step by step by step, always with a come on, saying, now, when you get this thing, it's going to be great. And then when you get there and you're director of the company, chairman of the department, senior surgeon in the hospital, or whatever it is, or you've married the guy, you suddenly realize that you don't have a future because you've arrived. But then an insurance salesman comes around and he tells you that if you buy this retirement policy, there's going to be a great thing ahead of you called retirement. And when you get that, then you really got there, you know. But then what they're going to do then is put you in a morgue as a senior citizen. Because you've got prostate trouble, bad teeth, a lousy digestion, your hair's falling out, and you haven't got the energy left to enjoy yourself as you thought you would have. Because if you don't resist growing old and you understand how to grow old, this is no problem. But the point is the constant illusion of that time